we can just, maybe we can have like guest performers. Like do the intro. Just come perform and then we start the show.
Yo, we should have a challenge for people to do an intro for us.
Yo, that would be kind of fire. First, we could do this as a talent show. Come on and display your talent, and then we choose which one we want to keep as the intro.
I like that.
Yeah, so. Oh, listen, Nadine just want to see the baby. It doesn't matter if we lie. She's like, where the baby at?
She's with her dad in the living room.
She's like, really?
Right.
Like, I'm here to see the
She's like, I just want to see my baby.
Yeah, I'm in the car. Where's she at? It don't matter, and I feel you. She is the star. Like, I told Brittany, we need to have her on all the time.
Right.
The kids steal the show.
Okay. All right, so Yard Stream is finally going. Excuse me, StreamYard. I don't know why I always reverse.
Yard Stream? Yeah, and I'll be letting you go because I don't even realize. Hey, you don't mind. Thank you for tapping in with us this evening. I appreciate that.
Facts.
We're just waiting to start in a few.
Factories. How y'all been doing on this Sunday today? Every weekend it's been raining over here in New York City for the past 6 weeks.
Several weeks, like literally every Saturday. So
facts.
I mean, it didn't rain all day yesterday, but majority of the day was rained out. So, and yeah, thanks for tapping in with us. We got a special guest this evening. Just carrying on with our current series that we're having, Countdown to College Hoops, because there's less than 30 days, right now, less than 25 days left. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Way less than 25 days left until the start of the season. And so we're interviewing previous student athletes that are now on their entrepreneurship journeys, right? Because we understand that it's important to tell these stories so that we can learn different things, just learn more about our journeys and take these gems and maybe apply some things that we learned. So that's what our series is really about. So that's what we're doing. Kendra,
what's up?
So we waiting to start.
Yeah, what's good?
Natasha, what's going on?
Oh yeah, Natasha. It's so crazy how we was talking about Westchester and how the Liberty used to play there and how they have this reel now showing the growth from 2019 when they played in Westchester to now when
it looked crazy.
The Barclays is jumping. It was really crazy to see that because we was just talking about that the other day. So yeah. What up, Natasha?
Yeah. She said I saw it. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
But it's growth, like you said. It looks worse than the real. Oh, okay. I thought you was gonna say like the opposite. It looks worse.
It does look pretty bad.
Yeah, but like you said, like the growth is like the huge takeaway. So.
Thanks. But as always, welcome y'all. This is the 21 Titles Weekly Recap. It's episode 48. How y'all doing? 7 p.m. on a Sunday. We have an action-packed episode for you. First, obviously, like always, we do our little recap where we keep our community in the know, whether that's NIL, women's sports, technology, or the business of culture. And then the last segment of the show, we will be interviewing very good friend of mine. Very excited for this conversation. She is a collegiate coach. She is an entrepreneur. She's going to be coming on here with her husband and talking, all the good talk. So let's get into it, and then we'll get into the interview.
Yeah. So we're just gonna briefly go over some sports news and then some NIL news really briefly. So with sports news, as we know, if you don't know, unfortunately the Liberty lost last week. They lost to the Las Vegas Aces in the finals with a score of 70-69. So the Aces secured their second straight WNBA championship. I'm sure. I'm sure y'all have seen it, but there's been so many tweets and conversations being had around it. I mean, the viewership is up. Let's be clear. The Barclays Center looked nuts. It was sold out. It was over 16,000 people up in there, which is crazy because Brittany just mentioned where the New York Liberty were just playing a few years ago in Westchester.
Yes.
And when you put the post you sent me, like it was a side by side, wasn't it? It was side by side.
It was a
yeah, and complete difference, right? Like the numbers were the viewership numbers were definitely high.
Yeah.
A lot of support towards these women in the WNBA, and that is the biggest takeaway. I've had time to like get over the loss. Because I was disappointed, but that's only because we want to bring it home to New York, obviously. But they had a great season. Both teams had a great season. The Aces definitely deserved the win. Asia definitely deserved MVP. She's definitely goated at this point in conversations with GOATs in regards to the WNBA. She has to be in those conversations. And so now we're thinking about. I'm mourning. Your father said he's still mourning.
I am too.
Yeah, I was there. And I had to get over it. But nonetheless, now we're thinking about next season and just, free agency. And in January, the WNBA they usually announce or rather release a list of free agents going into the next year for 2024. And I saw a clip today from the New York Liberty's GM, just talking a little bit about just next steps, who may stay, who may go. And he was mentioning that, Breonna Stewart's definitely like cord, meaning like she's going to stay with the Liberty. They're probably going to, offer her a super max. I don't know what that looks like, the amount that looks like for next year, but they're going to be keeping Breonna Stewart, but Jonquel Jones is up in the air. I know she too is a free agent. And we'll see what happens. I personally think they should keep Jonquel Jones and then build around her. But New York Liberty's GM did mention that this past season was kind of, I don't want to say like a test run, but I'm going to use that verbiage for now for Jonquel Jones to see if she really liked, obviously, playing in New York, how she vibed out with the organization. Hopefully she had a good experience while here. Her impact is definitely needed and necessary. Throughout the entire playoff season, she showed up consistently. And it just shows that we need her presence on the floor. We need her presence on the team. So very interested to see what they do with Jonquel Jones. As Brittany and I have discussed even offline, we believe that the Liberty are in need of some key players so in some key positions, like mainly the guard, like in the guard roles, looking for a little more athleticism.
Yes.
In the roles for the Liberty. I think once they get those missing pieces, along with maybe another big girl, that can score, run the floor with Jonquel, I think they'll have the missing pieces that they need to really like get the job done 100%. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. And Brittany, do you have anything on that? I just wanted to read afterwards just some people that's on the free agency list.
Yeah. Look, great, season. Obviously, we were disappointed with how the season ended. No one ever wants to lose by one at the buzzer. That's not a very good feeling at all. I felt like I played in the game because I've been terribly upset this entire week. Not even going to lie. I am a sore loser, so it definitely was showing this week. I really didn't want to talk to anybody, to be quite honest. But it's a lot of up and up for next season, right? I'm looking at this free agency list, and I'm like, I want Skylar Diggins. I want Natasha Cloud. I want. I'm just looking and picking the names and looking and seeing who we can put on the team and add that can add more value and get us over the hump next year. So yeah, if you want to read some names, you can go ahead.
So just to give some context, like the WNBA has 4 categories for just free agents and out of contract players. So they have unrestricted free agents who are players that completed a contract at minimum of 5 years in the WNBA, and therefore they can basically discuss terms and sign a contract without having to be tied down to the team that they are currently on. Like they can speak to any organization they want to. And more heart.
What up, Coach Bruce? Yes, they definitely need more heart. What up, Alan? My brother's on.
What's up? Yes. And then we got restricted free agents who are players that have played 4 years in the WNBA, and they can talk to and sign with any team like they like, but their previous team has the right of first refusal, which basically means that they can match any offer that other teams are offering them, and then they can refuse to. They can ultimately decline the offer, or hold on a second. Oh, your brother wants to come on.
Oh.
I mean,
okay.
We got guests galore. Like, who's in here? What's going on?
Yo, A Ray, what's good?
What's the deal?
Yo, you making a guest appearance.
Right? We trying to get on with you.
That what, man?
We trying to get on with you. You the one who vibing out with Maddie Seagrass yesterday. Like, what's up?
Yo, that was a vibe yesterday.
So tell us a little bit about what you like, where you went yesterday, and like what that was even about.
So I was at Nova Hoops Mania. It's like they little March, they Midnight Madness thing. A lot of people was there. Maddie was there. I finally got to meet her. I was happy about that.
Yeah.
Got to meet some of the team, some players I haven't seen yet, and then got to meet some parents as well. Yo, it was so funny yesterday, man. I was talking to Hakeem Hart's pops, thinking that he was Mark Armstrong pops. So I'm sitting there the whole time. I'm talking about like Asher and Mark and how I wanted him to get a better opportunity. And then I'm like, yo, who's this? And nobody else knew either to tell me. They like, I don't know. I asked Corey, he's like, I don't know. But yeah, that was one of the crazy things about yesterday. But yeah, we back in the Big East. Little Nova's back.
Yeah, y'all did a lot of y'all had a lot of activity in the off season.
Yeah, hitting that transfer portal, we got like the grandfather team of the Big East. We got all these veterans, all these older guys, all the experience, which is good. I think after having a year like we had last year, I think it's good to like get some experienced players in there. Especially going to help Coach Neptune too. You know, he's his second year jumping into the fire after taking over for Coach Wright. So I think that's going to help him a lot with having guys on the court that can like hold on, Seton Hall. Oh man,
and Marissa.
Marissa. She pumping up the Big East.
It's definitely going to help, though. It's definitely going to help with those players. And then we got a nice core of young guys. There was a ton of recruits there yesterday. So that was another thing that I was kind of happy about, too, seeing all them recruits there. Because, Villanova, it took us, I don't know, to like October to kind of get some recruits. September, for a long time, all summer, we didn't get any recruits. So it was kind of a little worrying situation there. But last night, it was a ton of recruits there. So the ship is still moving.
Yeah, I mean.
That sounds weird. We'll definitely be tuning in.
What's up with y'all? I don't want to take off of y'all topic, which I was talking about.
Oh, no, you're fine. We was talking about just the Liberty losing last week and how we was disappointed with the loss.
Wow. They played the Aces.
I know, but we need a chip back in New York.
Yeah. And they were super close.
They played the Aces.
They lost by 1, though.
They lost by 1, and they should have really
won that game.
They lost by 1, and they could have beat them.
So why did they lose?
They lost they missed a ton of layups.
For sure.
What Jonquel Jones was doing out there?
Nothing.
She was missing action. She was missing.
Nothing. She has 6 points.
There you go.
6 and 11.
Ain't there supposed to be a big 3 over there?
Yes.
I'm not gonna. You know what? Actually,
There's supposed to be a big 3 over there. There's supposed to be a big 3 over there.
Oh my God.
I think they just. I'm interested in seeing how they may restructure the team.
You think they need to add more pieces, or just like tweak a couple of things to like get them moving in the right direction? I mean, they was going in the right direction, but to get over that hump, they need to add or they need to just tweak. There's a difference.
It is. That's why I didn't answer right away.
These GMs out here be thinking, oh, I need to add. But in all honesty, sometimes you just need to tweak.
I feel like they need to add like 2 more pieces, like another athletic guard and another big that's going to kind of be like a complementary player to Jonquel Jones and Breanna Stewart. Because Sabrina Ionescu and Courtney Vandersloot, they were getting killed on defense this year. Like they were definitely defensive liabilities.
There's a nice
I was just about to ask about her.
Yeah, this was like her 14th year in the league this year. So she's on the outs. Like she's coming towards the end of her career. So she's no longer in her prime. I think she's better coming off the bench, not starting. Essentially. So, she could still shoot. She finally shot the ball with confidence this last game, but it just seems like she's on the outs. Like Courtney Vandersloot, she's getting older. So we need her to,
So I need some fresh legs in there, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
That can play both ends of the floor.
Yes.
I can see that. Yes. I can see that. And who? Like, somebody out the draft or somebody from the league?
I'm pushing for Natasha Cloud.
Yeah.
Natasha Cloud?
Natasha Cloud would be a nice addition to the team. She plays both with fire, and she plays on both ends of the court. And she's athletic. She's just a dog. If I'm being honest, she's a dog. And they need that energy on the floor.
That's a fact.
Consistently.
Let me ask you a question. I don't know how the WNBA work like that, but like somebody like Jewel Lloyd, like, could she end up in New York? Because she's tough.
No, she already resigned. She already resigned with Seattle. So
she did?
Yeah, she's staying with them for I think the next 2 years.
Oh well, they need help.
They do.
They need help.
They do.
They definitely do.
Another piece. Yeah.
After Bird left and Stewie.
Yeah, Seattle.
That was a long drop off. They fell hard.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So.
It does. And Breanna Stewart needs to show up. She didn't show up the whole.
She had a terrible series.
You know who's nice? Who I like? Alyssa Thomas.
Oh
yeah.
And
she's a walking triple double.
She from Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Like she's already putting up triple doubles in China.
China, she had like 24 and 12.
Yeah, she do everything. I'll take a girl like her on my team any day of the week.
Absolutely.
Any day.
You know she's playing with 2 like torn labrums, shoulder labrums too. Like she can't get surgery on them because she like there's no recovery time
There's no
for
rest
her.
time for her.
So
For
that's why she shoot
Yeah.
like that. You see how she shoot.
Yeah.
She ain't
So
got
I
no.
didn't know women go to China though to play. I thought it was just like straight Europe, like Turkey, Italy. I know those are like real good spots. But
Yeah.
I didn't know females go to China too.
Yeah, the last person I knew was in China was Liz Cambridge. She was in China putting up buckets.
And what's she on right now?
Huh?
And what's she on right now?
I don't know if she's in China right now, but I know last year she was in China.
No. I'm saying, what is she on right now? She ain't hooping no more in the WNBA.
I knew what he was getting at, and that's why.
Yeah. Come on.
She,
I'm
I mean,
dead.
I don't know, like she getting more bread over there, and that's.
She just said, forget WNBA, huh?
Yeah, she said they don't pay her enough.
I mean, for now, but she has communicated that she is open to coming back, but that the players need to be getting paid more money, and I agree with her with that.
I do too. I definitely do. I agree with that.
Facts.
Like WNBA got to figure out a way to keep these girls home, man, because I don't care who listening. That overseas shit is not what's up. I don't care who play EuroLeague. I don't care what you playing. That shit is not what's up.
Yeah.
So
Brittany just sent me. I don't know if you want to talk about it, Brittany. That article you sent me earlier with.
Yo, some American.
Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted out. Like I played in Italy. Like I love Italy. Like I love the people there. I love the people overseas. But when it comes to like the team, the business side of it,
yeah, no bueno.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
How bad it is?
How bad the business side of it is.
I just give you one example. AEK in Greece. They got to be the worst fucking team in Europe, right? They always behind on payments.
Yeah.
For years. But like I see Ben McLemore's over there right now, like high profile name players over there. Like I just want to backslap his agent for like put him in that situation because he's not gonna get all his money, and they're gonna be forcing you to play, and then you're gonna get a bad name when you don't play, like when you don't cooperate with what they want you to do. Like it's been times I remember in Rome, bro. It was like 2-3 months, no bread, and like
working for free,
and they getting mad at me because I'm tight. Like yo, y'all owe me like 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm supposed to be happy about this. I'm supposed to be smiling. Okay, I let you get your money. Nah, I don't want to hear that.
That's terrible.
Yeah. But I mean, as far as like Italy's probably one of the best places I've ever been.
Yeah.
Like Florence, if I could ever get a house overseas somewhere, like it would be Florence for sure.
Yeah,
I love the food and everything. Yeah, but just the business side, man, they gotta do something out there.
Yeah, we even seen an article today. An American basketball player, a woman, she was attacked in Poland, and she suffered a fractured eye. So like, it's security. Where y'all at? How she get stomped out by somebody from Poland?
Yeah, I've had my share of fights in Europe too.
And that's dangerous. Which is dangerous, right? Like you're not home.
Yeah.
And who wants to get arrested in another country?
Yeah, that's true. That's probably like the biggest fear is like getting arrested over there. There's been players that have gotten arrested and like shit like that. So it's just different, man. And like WNBA needs to figure it out. Like figure it out and get these women home.
Yeah.
Get these women home, keep them home so they don't have to go overseas and play and then come back and play. Like overseas, like you practicing hard as hell too. So if they over there practicing hard as hell, then they gotta come right back and get right into the season.
Yeah.
So I'm with y'all on that one.
Yeah.
Big facts. Big facts. Let's see. Well, brother, thank you for your surprise join. You know, we got an interview to do. We looking at we got Myia McCurdy coming on, so we appreciate you.
I'm sorry for intruding.
No,
your presence is always welcome. You're always welcome to hop on.
All right, holla at your boy.
All right, man. All right. Thank you.
I don't know how to sign off.
Oh no, Alan.
Bro, I'm 39. I'm up there. Like my grandparents.
Oh my god.
There's an X. There should be an X.
I see it.
All right.
You got it? Okay. Fire, if you are in the room, please request to join.
Yes.
Right now. That was a good little surprise from my brother.
Let me hear like another perspective, right? Those things are important.
Right.
And just to hear also from a male, right? The same things that we mirror all the time with the WNBA. Oh, here's Myia. Let's get it in here. Hold on. Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
What's up, Myia and Brooke? Yeah.
Hey sis, what's up?
What's going on?
First off, that was super cute seeing your brother on here. Love it.
He was a surprise. I didn't even know he was gonna come on.
I'm like looking at the time, like, okay, this is your segment, boy.
Well, we are definitely very excited to have you guys on. You know, we don't want to keep you too long. It's a Sunday. We know y'all got 3 kids. So we gonna keep this real short and brief, but under the 9450 podcast, we host a podcast called Beyond the 9450, where we kind of dive deep into like captivating stories, untold narratives, and uncharted territories of women's basketball. So we are proud to have Myia McCurdy and her husband, Brooke, on today to talk about, you know, essentially their journey into entrepreneurship, their clothing brand, Love All Society. And then we'll also talk about Mya's journey from becoming a student athlete, transitioning into becoming a college coach, and what that entails. So without further ado, let's start the interview. Shantae, you could kick off the first question.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was great. So we can just start off by, do you want to work backwards? Let's work backwards a little bit. What made you want to start Love All Society? Tell us a little bit about that.
You can go.
Well, I know for me, serving big thing for me. It's something I wanted to incorporate in my family. During the pandemic, a lot of things going on in the world. We talked a lot about service. And so we were actually looking for clothing for our kids, and we just was looking at a lot of the things that the church stuff said, and nothing we felt spoke to us. And so that's where I proposed that we should create our own clothing brand, you know, and we should do it for God. And so, you know, I, of course, pitched it to my wife, and you know how she is. She took it, she ran with it. And so Love All Society was created. It wasn't something that we planned, but that's how God works. A lot of things that we plan, he says, nah, I got something better for you. And so he gave us a lot of the things, the ideas, the concepts that have now come into like the LAS Heart, all these things.
Right.
He did over the last 3 years, and now we're able to launch a dope product.
Yeah, I mean, I just kept seeing visions of like love, or I just kept seeing the word love. It just kept popping up, and you know, raising our kids, it's important for us to teach them about non-biases and to love everybody. And you know, some of our kids, they'll go up to somebody that's a different race and be like, "Hey, that's my brother." You know, so we kind of want to keep that mentality, you know, in them. At the time, just Love All Society just fit. And again, God created us all equal. And so we just thought that it would be a good segue into trying to spread God's love, or just spreading the word of God, and then encouraging people to start reading the Bible. So yeah, that was pretty much how I.
Yeah, that sounds amazing and timely with everything that's, happening in the world and what's been going on for the past 5 years or so. Like, we're in different type of times we've never, encountered before. So this is very timely. So how has the journey been in transitioning into entrepreneurship? Like, is this y'all first go around in this space, or like, so tell me a little bit about that.
It's been a journey because we're doing something in ministry. And so whenever you do with God, you got to check with him and make sure everything that you're doing aligns with what he wants and not with what you want. And so a lot of that was a lot of admitting things, truths about yourself, as far as we think about money. God tell us to take every last proceed that we make with Love Our Society and go do something with it in the community and not make nothing. And you got to be cool with that. And so you got to make sure that you're driven by the spirit and not driven by the dollar, which was something that we had to learn early on.
Not to idolize.
Yeah. We're like, oh, this is sale, this is sale. And then we just had to realize, like, nah, it's not about what was sale, but what's intentional as far as how it makes you feel. So we put a lot of our heart, a lot of our focus on what's on the shirt and how it makes our consumer feel, and less want to get in return. So, naturally, when you got to admit truths about yourself, you go through this little spell where that ain't me. Well, I'm really this that way, And so, eventually, with God, you come to that crossroad where, listen, you admit it or you don't. And so, with everything that we're doing, we're coming to this point now where all of that cloudiness that was in our minds is clear now, and we have a clear target as far as what we want to do.
Yeah, it took 3 years. So we initially started this in 2020. And like Brooke said, like, God had to do a work in us. So where we had to figure out, we had to do a lot of praying and saying, like, God, like, just use us as a vessel, to do your will. And slowly but surely, he just started to reveal himself. And it's like, what is our purpose? How are we going to give back? When Judgment Day comes and he asks us, how did you advance my kingdom? This is something that we're going to say that we use this Love Our Society clothing brand, because every shirt is going to have a cause. Like, so when you purchase this God's Love shirt, which we release tomorrow, it's going to go to a cause, which is one of my best friends. She's battling cancer right now. So we're giving part of the proceeds to her for her cancer treatments and just her travel. And hoodie, pants, anything that we release is going to go to something to serve and to give back to the community.
No, that's fire.
That just warmed my heart, because like Brittany and I always talk about community, and y'all are really doing the work. And I think it's just really important to highlight that. Like, obviously starting a business, most businesses are looking for a return. But y'all are looking for a return in a different way, obviously. Yeah. So it's just, I think that's important to like highlight and just illuminate, because that's amazing. For Brittany, I didn't mean to cut you off so bad.
No, I also want y'all to speak about, because y'all talking about service. I know y'all also did the backpack giveaway, right?
Oh, yeah.
Can y'all please talk about that? Like, I remember seeing footage from the backpack giveaway and y'all giving out these book bags. Kids was so excited. Like, I was so hyped to see that. Please talk about that, y'all.
Sure. So, it was our second year doing it this year. Last year, we gave out about 100 bags.
Yeah.
All of that came out of pocket because at the time we hadn't sold anything. And so,
well, the first year we did it for our family. So it was kind of like an experiment phase. And again, God will order your steps. And he'll have you, put a vision in you, have you doing stuff that we didn't know that this is what it was going to turn into.
Right.
We did it for our family, and then we had our first one last year when we came out of pocket for everything. And then this year, we was like, well, let's just ask people, because when we did it, people were like, well, if you would have let me know, I would have gave. And so we just reached out, and people gave so many, like, just money, or they gave supplies. And so if somebody gave us money, I just went right to Dollar Tree. I bought 100 pencils or 100 composition notebooks, and I sent them a screenshot of their receipt and just like, thank you, so much. And so it's starting to grow.
Yeah, we want to be intentional with how we show love. So, when God shows love, he always gives us more than what we ask for, right? So we want to do more than just give the kids bags. So we went and got them crayons, we got them markers, we got them notebooks. We talked to the school, we got their school supply list. So we made it so that if somebody's kid if their mom and dad couldn't get to the store to get it, they already had it, or they had some extra. So that was really, really important for me. I remember when I was a kid, having the Crayola crayons when we went to school was important. And so very intentional with what we put in the bag and how it made the kids feel. So it was a great experience. Our kids came out, they learned how to give, even though they wanted to put bags and crayons, but they learned that day that it's better to give than receive.
Right. And
that joy that comes with giving from the heart. So it was a great turnout. We hope to continue to do it and expand it.
Yeah, it's a process too, because you order everything, you got to get everything laid out. We were sitting there like, oh no, this bag missing this and that. It becomes an assembly line, but you just have another sense of joy because you're helping and you're giving back, and you could just see some people they don't have it, and when you give them the bag, they're just like, thank you. Right. Like they weren't expecting it. And just to see like the smiles on people's faces, or just to know that you're doing something good, it's everything.
That's what we like to hear.
That's beautiful. And I didn't even ask, so I know where y'all are from. But can y'all tell the people where y'all from so that they can have a better understanding of what community you're currently serving? And obviously y'all are expanding out and selling clothes and things of that nature, but where are you from?
The Nasty Natty 53, Cincinnati, Ohio. Representative Bengals. Ooh, all day, every day, every Cincinnati for the soccer fans.
Look at that.
You see the red.
You here, Cincinnati, proud.
All day, every day. Ooh, Nasty Natty. B-Ray, no, listen. Oh, I said to B-Ray, I'm sorry. Judith Ray, I'm sorry.
Look at here. The first time I met Myia was at Rutgers, right? Like she pulled up in the hotel room with her pink bubble on, with the fur on. She had to construct pink to match the bubble, right? She walk in the room like Cincy is in the building. I'm like, who is this? And she got an accent? Like, where is she from? She from the Midwest? Yo,
this is my roommate all 4 years. Roomie, going through.
Yeah.
This is a perfect segue. So, like, let's talk about college. Like, and Glozy.
And Glozy! Jamie!
Tell us a little bit. Oh, my bad. Tell us a little bit just about how did you even come about choosing to go to Rutgers? Like,
all right. Well, so initially, I chose Rutgers because I wanted to study pharmacy. So they had a top pharmacy school in the country. I had wanted to go to a school that didn't win a national championship before. And then I wanted to go to a school where I could show growth when I come back home. So going to New York, and New Jersey, like that lifestyle on the East Coast is totally different from the Midwest. And the whole lifestyle was different. And I wanted to be able to come home and say, man, I know how I caught a train or a subway, like I could navigate all of that. And so all of that was impressive. And then getting up there and talking to Coach Stringer when she closed that door, nobody's telling her no. It was a wrap. And I wanted to go somewhere where I knew that the head coach was going to have my back because I was no longer going to be, under the supervision of my parents. And I wanted to go somewhere where I knew if something happened, I was going to be good and taken care of. And Rutgers just checked all those boxes. And then when I got there and I actually met the team, we played pickup. They acted like I was just a sister. Like I wasn't a stranger. You know, they gave me the clothes off their back. I didn't have any hoop gear. They were just like, yo, we about to play pickup. They give me shirts, tights, shorts, shoes, everything. And ever since the day I got there to the day that I came back home and the day I committed and coming back up there, the girls on the team kept in contact with me. Like Mati would text me all the time. The coaches made me feel extremely comfortable. And it just felt like family. It was just like the right thing to do. You know, we had no idea we were about to make the history that we made, you know, but the 5 that came in with us, like as freshmen, man, you couldn't tell us nothing.
Right.
We didn't even want to mix up the teams. We wanted to go freshman versus the upperclassmen every single day.
I like that energy.
Oh, yeah, we used to go at it.
Oh, yeah.
Busted nose, bruises. I mean, our bond was super tight.
That's important to highlight because, you know, we talk to student athletes on a daily basis. And then we also talk to coaches as well, like high school coaches, middle school coaches, and now with just, you know, the sports ecosystem with NIL and the transfer portal and these kids looking at sports as a business now. Sometimes with get lost in the source, how to actually go about choosing schools and things to consider when deciding or deciding where to go. And so all the things that you've mentioned are definitely things that we highlight when we speak to these individuals. Because some of them, you know, they don't have a parent to guide them. They don't have a coach to guide them. So just hearing this, hopefully some gems, they're picking up some gems right now because they need to hear that. So thank you for sharing that. I'm looking at the comments.
Mom, we love you, Rebel Mom.
And we do need a documentary, Deborah. You're absolutely correct.
That's fact.
You're right.
I'm not even gonna read Mo's little comment here.
No, because we spoke about that the other day. But we're not gonna bring that up on the live because you know that's the negative. We ain't bringing that negativity up in this live. Like meaning what that person did.
It was because my daddy sent me money every month to go get my brains.
That was a time. But
it was.
That's a whole segment.
Yes. Brittany, do you have anything you want to ask?
No, we can keep going. Let's keep going.
So can you tell us a little bit about the lessons that you've learned while being a student athlete that transfers over to just entrepreneurship?
I think the biggest thing is networking, you know, relationships, being able to communicate, articulate, you know, talk to people, because building relationships. So my senior year at Rutgers, I had a paid internship at Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, but I wasn't able to, if I didn't network and build relationships, I wouldn't have had that opportunity. And that opportunity, you know, that's where I learned the etiquette of a boardroom, you know, how to talk in front of people and be confident in what I'm talking about. I mean, I met so many people in the financial industry to where the things that I was doing on an everyday basis, it related to just class, you know, etiquette and being able to communicate with your professors and advocating for yourself,
right.
Asking, you know, I think, like I said, the networking and the relationships, that is something that's going to be with you and the skill set you're going to have. Like if you're an introvert, you're going to have to come up out of that, because if there's things out there that you want to go for, fight for, go get, you're going to have to come out of your shell, and closed mouths don't get fed. You got to be able to speak up for yourself, tell people exactly what you want, and make a plan and go get it.
Well, my college journey was a little bit different than this go get it.
Let's talk about it.
You know, I would say the biggest thing is ego. You know, you play on a team, everybody want to be the man, everybody want to contribute in their own way. But when you think about a business, you have to be able to accept the role. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses, know when you need to accept direction, know when you need to assert yourself. Also being coachable. So when you start something new, you have to be able to accept direction from people that have done it before you. And when they give you a blueprint sticking to the blueprint and not taking things out that don't fit your personality, and then incorporating God. So I was a big prayer when I played ball. I always prayed before I stepped on the court. I always prayed when I got off. Anytime I had a bad game, it was usually when I got out of line with what God wanted me to do. And so I took that with me into this brand as well, making sure that we stay connected to him in the mix, making sure he's controlling our hearts, he's controlling our ego, and he's making sure that we're being coachable. So that's why we're able to do what we're doing now, because we had some bumps where roles needed to be identified, where I needed to accept direction from her, because she is a lot more action driven, and I'm a lot cautious, asking questions, wanting to make sure all the boxes are checked. And so that initially clashed in the beginning, but that's when you get on a team, you got to embrace your teammates. You got to accept their weaknesses, and you got to work with them. So we established a system that now works, where she gives me a ton of information, and I just make it fit where it needs to go, and that way we keep moving. So my advice to anyone taking the college experience, especially as an athlete, is make sure you're coachable, make sure you don't have an ego, and make sure you're keeping God incorporated.
Yeah, and then too, like going back to like the college experience part, work ethic. You got to grind. You got to fight for yourself. You got to just, do the research, figure it out, ask questions. Nobody's going to do for you like you'll do for yourself. And also, like, nothing's personal. And I think that's something that, even still to this day, I have to check myself with it. But it's like, if you don't hear the things that may sting, how can you grow? How can you learn? Right. You cannot take it personal. Like, you got to just accept it. Like, fail now so you can learn early. Get the mistakes in so you can just take off. And when you're ready to take off, you're ready to receive all your blessings, Yeah.
Beautiful take again.
Gems.
Yeah. Bring it back to that. Just
yeah, we over here, you know what I'm saying? So
say that again, bro.
I said we locked in over here.
No, y'all are. I mean, it's like y'all practice this. Like, that is what, we need to hear. Like, even as adults. So, like, these lessons from even college, as you just mentioned, they carry over into life. So, I guess my other question is, like, we've been talking about entrepreneurship. I heard y'all got these gems. Like, how do y'all feel about this NIL, the transfer portal? Because a lot of the things that Brittany and I have been hearing from coaches, at least over here on the East Coast, is that some of them are having a hard time, coaching these athletes because they got egos. And they don't necessarily want to play different roles. Like, many of these players, let me choose my words, are the stars, right? They believe they are a star, and they don't necessarily, like I said, they don't want to play a role. They don't want to be a role player.
Right.
So I guess my question is just like, how do y'all feel about NIL and just the state of high school and college basketball as of right now?
So, I'm doing both sides. So, like, I have the coaching perspective and I have the entrepreneur perspective, right? Mm-hmm. So I would say I'm somewhere in the middle, to where being a coach, like with anything, there's going to be trends. So you got to ride the wave. You have to learn how to pivot. You got to figure it out. You may not like it, but you got to figure it out. This is what's ahead of us, and this is what's going on right now. So we got to deal with it. We got to make it work. And then just being on the player side, I feel like universities make a lot of money. So this is an opportunity for people to change their lives. Now, I do think, you still have to be level-headed, and I pray that anybody who has the opportunity to have these NIL deals, that they're around people who can still keep them grounded, and still want to have the work ethic, still, that they don't feel entitled. But it's a lot that comes with it. And again, I think it could be great opportunities for, different individuals. And then just, from the coaching perspective, we have to get creative. We have to figure it out. If you want these big time players, this is the landscape, and we just got to do what we need to do.
I mean, I don't think anything is necessarily wrong with it. Of course, this is a new wave. I think it's a big thing as a parent that you can do as far as teaching your kids. There's more than one way you can eat. And so right now, I think everyone feels like you got to be the star player. You got to put up all the points. But everyone has talents that can be used. And so I feel like the approach to it needs to be modified a little bit. As far as you're giving millions of dollars to kids, they need to be equipped with certain tools to manage that. If you're going to pay them as a professional, then they need to be equipped with some professional skill sets a little early on. That can start with education in high school. It starts at home as far as teaching them no matter what someone gives you, you stay true to your values, you stay true to who you are, and don't let this change you. Don't ever put a dollar amount on who you are. Because when you do that, then that modifies who you are. Of course, I'm always going to lead with God. Understanding that when you're giving things, that's an overflow. And so realizing how that can affect your teammates with that overflow, how you can help them achieve what they're trying to achieve as well, and not necessarily be in that spotlight. But you all, like y'all did at Rutgers, every last one of y'all were in the spotlight. Every last one of y'all have done something great with your lives. And so everybody's essentially eating off of that one great run y'all made. And so that can be the same approach with this NIL stuff. It doesn't have to be just one person. So that's what I think needs to change is the hearts. Needs to be coached up a little bit more.
Guidance,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because there's always gonna be positives and negatives, but it's like, where can you find that silver lining? And you know what I mean? Like, how can you teach these kids how to manage whatever they have or how to brand themselves? I mean, because again, them branding themselves, it helps them for when they got to make that transition to the real world.
Right.
Eventually you need to figure out, like, what are you going to do? How are you going to make money? Can you possibly be an entrepreneur? Can you take this money and flip it and do whatever you may need to do, but to set yourself up for the rest of your life?
Right.
So I just feel like there's a lot of great opportunities that come with it, and it makes it a little bit difficult on the coaching end. Like I said, you got to get a little bit more creative, but I think it creates a huge advantage for some of these kids, because I mean, it's a lot of kids out here that this money is changing lives.
Absolutely.
And then even for some people where the money may not be that great, they're still putting them in perspectives of where they can think of being an entrepreneur and doing something for themselves.
Right. Right.
So they just, like my husband said, you need some guidance with it.
Right.
Getting the right guidance.
That's always the thing, and we always talk about, like, in our community, the Black and Brown community, when it comes to economics and money management, that's something that obviously we're having more conversations and we're more comfortable speaking about them, but it's taken a while for us to get here, but we're glad that we are here.
Right.
And then on the flip side of that, Brittany and I always talk about how we wish we were able to make money when we were in school. Like, again, y'all played at Rutgers. If y'all was playing now, game over. Game over. And I think more left. Like, with that situation, flip the situation, like, in a more positive way for marketing purposes. That's just promoting y'all. I mean, even though that, again, that was a trash experience,
we would have took off. We would have been there. Well, we make how they could film us. Like, I'm just with us. Oh no! Listen, God knew.
Yeah.
Right.
Now imagine if they was able to, like, it was hitting the bags was hitting.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm not gonna sit here and be mad. I'm happy that they're getting this opportunity. Feel like we kind of help pave the way a little bit.
Nah, that's a fact. Look, we would have definitely took advantage of this. Myia didn't even get a Pell Grant in college. Okay.
No.
She was like the only one out of us freshmen. Like, she was like, "Dag, man, I can't even get a Pell Grant, bro." And she couldn't even get a job, right? She couldn't get a job because our schedule was crazy. So, like, just imagine that right now, Myia. If we would have had NIL, you wouldn't have needed you would, the NIL would have been your Pell Grant. Like, you feel me? So yeah, it's pros and cons, but you know, we not hating over here. We happy for y'all.
No,
you know?
no, absolutely not. We just gonna save and we gonna help.
Yes.
Facts.
Help out.
Yeah. So can you talk a little bit about your transition from obviously a student athlete and then now a coach? Like, what made you want to go that route?
So, to be honest, it all started at Rutgers. I had no idea that I wanted to coach. And Brittany, I don't know if you remember this, but Coach Stringer is the one that saw this in me early, where she made me do a scouting report. Do you remember that, Brittany?
I don't.
You don't remember that? She made me do a scouting report when we played versus Marquette. And she was like, I want you to write it up. And I remember Heather, she had asked, she was like, I think that's so cool. She's like, can I help you write it up? And so, and then remember, she wanted to send us to Africa to coach.
I remember that. Yes. I remember the Africa conversation.
So,
yes.
I think that started it, you know, just watching Coach Stringer, her impact that she had on us, because I can tell you right now, like the lifestyle that I live, that I want to keep living and I want to keep elevating, a lot of that was created because of Coach Stringer. You know, she took us to 5-star hotels, 5-star restaurants. We had to dress up, you know, going into these different 5-star restaurants or establishments. But she taught us the etiquette early. And she was like, this is the lifestyle when you graduate that I want you guys to live. And I took that to heart. Right. And I was like, you know what? That's the work ethic I'm going to put in so I can have these luxuries. But that started it. And coaching basketball is just my passion, you know, and giving back to the community and being able to coach, you know, to the young women that I'm able to coach, giving back that positive impact. I mean, that's just something that I love to do. And so basketball and coaching just puts together my passion and my purpose. So that's how it started. And when I came back from overseas, I just couldn't leave basketball alone. So I started doing individual training, boys and girls. I was coaching boys and girls, so babies, like elementary all the way up to high school. And I just had more joy in that. I was working at Morgan Stanley, Smith Barney, but I couldn't wait to get off work and draw up a practice plan. You know, I was thinking about basketball and just reached out to Coach Stringer and told her, you know, I want to take a pivot in my career and I wanted to get into college coaching. So I went down to South Florida, became an administrative assistant to where I was eating tilapia and eggs every day. But I was having the time of my life.
Right.
I loved it. Like I was doing scout team. I was doing receipts. I mean, anything, coffee runs, anything you could think of. You know, I started from the very bottom and just worked my way up, just climbed the ladder, and my love for the game and coaching just grew.
And yes, guys, she definitely climbed the ladder. Like, we watched it. I watched it with my own 2 eyes.
You did.
Like, if y'all can think about like how Eric Spoelstra started as a video coordinator at the Miami Heat, this is how Myia has started. She started as a video coordinator and really just bust her butt and has moved up into the ranks. Okay. Yeah. We talking about Wisconsin, Ohio State, okay, Penn State, right? Yeah. She's at Cincinnati. Now we're at Xavier. Like, we seen the grind. Like, we seen the grind. So if this is something y'all want to do, y'all want to coach, you gotta grind it out. But this is what anything you want to do in life, right? Grinding and having the work ethic. And Myia was like the perfect roommate, the perfect person for me to have in my just company, because she always pushed me. You know, like when we did the conditioning test, like Myia was my pacer, y'all. Like I'm staying on Mya's legs because Mya's the one that's pacing everybody. She's pacing us to make sure that we make this 6-minute mile, right? So y'all better stick to your teammates, yo. I'm telling y'all right now, because your teammates are the people that hold you accountable, yo. Like, Myia held us accountable. She held me accountable. And that's the only reason why we were successful at school, you know, because we held it. For
that, though, because you speaking real highly of me. I appreciate that. But be right, girl, you kept me in line because I was I wanted to go do this. I want to go do that. Be ready, like, no, I'm going back to the room. I got to study. I got physics and chemistry exams. So I'm over there looking at, like, oh, I need to pull my books out there. And I need to study too. B. Ray ain't going to be coming here with all A's. And I'm sitting here with C's and we can't do that. So I got to pick it up. Or just words of wisdom. Like, B. Ray just, she just, I don't know. You just made everything okay. Or just
right.
I just called you a couple days ago. I'm like, Brittany, I need some advice.
Right.
So you're right about that teammate bond and relationship. I mean, at the end of the day, it's iron sharpens iron. If you're not around somebody that's going to uplift you, that's going to elevate you, or they're not in places where they're striving to be better in all aspects of their life, like that's wasted energy. You don't need to be around. So I'm grateful for you because you've always been that, always been consistent. She was one of my bridesmaids, and you look good too.
I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you, Fire.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Okay.
We was like, all right, y'all moving. I mean, it was very sweet. I was rubbing on each other, so that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
So I mean, Brittany went off with just everything that you've been doing and how you've had to climb the ladder. So now you're at Xavier. Just tell us a little bit about your. I mean, it's still very early. Just things that you're looking forward to while there and how your experience has been since starting there.
Yeah, well, first, I mean, it's only because of God that I'm here. So where I could go from Cincinnati to here, I mean, they're about 15, no, not even 15, maybe 5-10 minutes away from each other. And so when Coach Chambers got the job and, you know, she called me, I was hoping that I would get a chance, but when she called me, I was like, thank you, Jesus. You know, but working for her has been amazing. She is such just a good, genuine person. You know, she just gets it. She cares about you. And when you have a boss that's like that, you just feel free. You know, you want to run through a wall for her, for the program, for the university. And then just being here at Xavier, everybody has just been super friendly, welcoming. It's a great university. You know, for me, I love to have a prestigious academic background because I just think that that's important with women's basketball because one day basketball is going to stop for you. Right. So you're going to get a degree that's going to push you forward for whatever job interview you may have or just whatever job you may want or career you may want in the future. And so a degree from Xavier is a prestigious degree. And again, basketball is at the forefront of the whole university. Like basketball is everything. There's no football. The facilities are amazing. Administration is behind us every step of the way. Great staff of people that I work with. Brianna Sanders, we grew up together in Cincinnati. Amazing person, great personality, knows the game. Just very talented. She's young, can relate to the youth. Ashley Kelly, she's a brilliant mind. She's a defensive coordinator. So I've just been learning so much from them. And it's just a family environment. You know, our team, we do have a couple international players. We're going to continue to recruit internationally. We're going to continue to focus on building a fence around Ohio and recruiting all the local kids as well. But they were just accepting. You know, when we got here, you know, being a new staff, you don't always have to be welcoming. And they treated us like they've known us for years. They trust us. Everything that we're trying to push them in the areas that they need to grow, they're accepting it and they're listening and they're starting to see the growth. So whenever you're rebuilding, it's gonna take some time. You know, but we're putting in the work. We've been able to get in with some big name recruits, especially internationally and locally. So we're coming. It's gonna take, like I said, it's gonna take some time this year. We're gonna have some ups and downs, some hiccups, but we could just, the main thing we tell them, just keep fighting. Don't give up. Let's keep working. Let's keep grinding. So we do a lot of film. We do a lot of skill development. But you need that if you want to grow and you want to stop. So I think it's gonna be a few upsets. We'll see.
Yeah, we looking for. Listen, I'm just about to say, like, we gonna be tuning in to Xavier with his basketball to see how y'all pan out. We hoping the best.
Mm-hmm.
We know that you're doing the work, so just excited that the season's right around the corner.
Yeah, y'all tune in. Watch us.
Yeah.
Man, hey, Coach Chambers is legit. Amen. Brilliant, honey. Brilliant.
Fire.
But so she's like I gotta give her some praise of it because she's a teacher of the game. You know, when she's out there coaching, and this, again, this is something that she validated for me because I'm like, well, can I really be myself as a head coach? Do I need to be out there screaming and hollering out? No, you don't need to. She gets out there on the floor and she teaches. She is a teacher. You know, just like Coach Stringer. I mean, you know, teaches the game, breaks it down in concepts.
Right.
You know, does a great job of explaining. So the carryover from watching film and going onto the court or being on the court, running through the plays, and you have adversity, but the information still sticks. You can still run the play. Like, that's a skill set a lot of people don't have. But Coach Chambers, she has it down. And like I said, I'm just thankful and blessed to be in a situation where I can grow and learn.
Fire. Yeah, that's dope. And we'll be tuning in. So
watch us.
Listen, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see how hard you was about to go online with Xavier.
Hey,
Okay.
It's not Wakanda. It's Xavier.
We love to see it. No, we're gonna be tuning in for sure. And we don't want to keep y'all way too long because it's already 8:00 on our end. But what's on the roadmap for Love All Society? Like, tell us a little bit about what's coming down the pipeline. You did say y'all was about to release a shirt tomorrow, so or this in the next couple of days. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we want to roll out our Guys Love shirt this week.
Let me show it to y'all. Follow us, Love Our Society, Guys Love. B-Ray, you got your shirt, baby.
I'm gonna go get one because I did see the shirt on y'all page and it looked fire.
Yeah.
Again,
it looked heavy too.
Community, but they look like legit models. I'm like, nah, I need that shirt.
Good.
So yeah, we have that rolling out. We have a lot more things that we want to do in the community, especially because it's getting cold. So cold drives, those for Thanksgiving, hopefully a toy drive for Christmas. So we have a lot of things that we're hoping with the revenue that we generate from our sales, we can go to work here in the community. So, and then anyone that's watching, just join the page, even if you don't buy something, even if you share it, you're helping us with our mission to spread the lessons of God's love. So we appreciate all support that we get, whether it's through a sale or whether it's just through word of mouth.
Yeah. And then like our hope too is so with every shirt, it's going to have a Bible verse in the scripture actually on the shirt. So, you know, we hope that this can be a ripple effect. So where, you know, you out in the airport, you have on a Love All Society shirt and somebody else reads it, then they're reading scripture. They're reading the Bible. And then hopefully it makes them curious. They want to go learn more. So that's kind of what the setup is to spread God's love, one, and then to encourage people to read the Bible. So that's what we want to keep doing. And then on a greater scale, you know, we want to do prayer lists. We want people to be able to request certain prayers that they want to put on clothes. I can give you a story from me in our earlier stages of figuring out what we wanted on our hoodies. I would put the hoodie on, like if I feel like, oh man, I got this scout to do, I got to stay up late, like I need some encouragement. I put the hoodie on, and it made me feel closer to God. And I know some people may think that's cliche or whatever, but that's what it did for me. And our hopes is that the clothing could do the same for somebody else. You know, bring you closer to God. And again, you're also going to pay for something that is also going to help somebody else or something, you know. So we're just trying to get back and serve.
Yeah.
Thanks. Love that. But Apollonia said LAS Digitals will be fire. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that offline.
Yeah, but that's a good idea.
Yeah, because I don't know what that. I'm looking at
Myia like, what is that?
But listen, art official. I want to talk about it.
Apollonia, that she is the person you should talk to in regards to that. Super knowledgeable. Another previous athlete is
okay.
She's in tech.
She played basketball as well, so the connection's there. So yeah,
facts.
We only rise by lifting each other. So come on, let's do that. LAS.
Fire, I'm done with you.
Yeah, so I don't want to keep you too much longer, but Brittany, do you have any last words or questions that you have?
I just want to ask y'all, do y'all have a favorite Bible verse?
Well, I don't have a favorite, but I know one that we're doing right now with our kids is Psalms 91, which is all about protection. So we've been reading that every night to our kids, where our kids are starting to memorize it. So it's a huge one for us right now.
I mean, I'm gonna talk about God's love. I mean, it's the basis of our shirt, basis of like our brand. But John 15:12 is my commandment, that ye love one another as God loved you. Mm-hmm. You know, that's a huge thing, and I think we all need that reminder sometimes, because we can get caught up in the life and, you know, thinking we're separate, and in reality, God created us all equally, and I just think that love can solve a lot of problems.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, y'all.
Yeah, no problem.
And as always, make sure y'all following Love All Society. Click follow right now, please, because they're going to be doing a lot of amazing work. Like Brooke said, they're going to be having a toy drive, coat drive, all these different things serving the community, and y'all want to be adjacent to people who are serving, right?
Yes.
So please follow them. Shantae, any last closing remarks?
No, just super grateful that y'all was able to, join us on this live. Super grateful for your presence here, and just y'all doing the work. Again, we're proud of you. We want y'all to continue to do what y'all doing, and we'll be supporting, because what y'all doing is super important. And I already said we're proud of you, but again, we're proud of you. So keep going.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
thank you. Appreciate you guys having this platform, so we can speak of what we're doing and believing in us. It's important.
Of course.
And we got to lift each other up. We got to support each other. And I know y'all going to blow up, but y'all not going to leave us.
No.
No, I'm going to blow up, and then we're going to be wearing Love All Society everywhere.
Yeah, right. 21 titles. You know, we had this conversation. I still need y'all to explain it. But we there.
Facts.
Yes, we right here.
We there.
Facts. But thank you, everybody. That's our show for today. Thank you, Brooke. Thank you, Myia, for coming on. As always, follow 21 Titles, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right. See y'all. And love you.
Thank you. Love y'all, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right. That was good. Right. Baby D, baby D. Baby D. Baby D, baby D. Baby D. See y'all next week, y'all.